What is going on, my babies? Baby Bonez here with another video, and this is going to be a speed flip tutorial. Now, I've broken learning speed flips up into 3 categories. The first is going to be just showing you the mechanic itself and how to perform it. The second is going to be some tips and tricks to really help you master speed flips. And finally, I'm going to show you when and where to use speed flips, including the 2 types of speed flip kickoffs that exist in Rocket League. And this is just one in a series of videos I've been doing covering the Rocket League mechanics and how to master them. So if this video or any of my videos helped you out, please make sure to subscribe down below. Helps the channel out a bunch. Anyway, let's hop into the tutorial right now. First off, for whatever reason, people like to pretend that speed flipping is some sort of crazy advanced mechanic that you have to be a pro player or have 4,000 hours to even remotely understand what it is, and I'm gonna dispel with that notion right away. It's as easy as 3 simple steps. For the sake of simplicity in this video, I'm only going to be describing and showing speed flips from the right, but it works the other way. I'm sure you guys can figure it out. All you're going to do is a diagonal front flip to the right. It's pretty simple. My only advice to you is that when you're doing this diagonal flip, you don't want to be diagonal, as in right in the middle between top and right on the left stick. What you want is that diagonal front flip to be kind of in the middle between diagonal and your front flip. Keep that in mind as a reference point as we move on to the next steps. Step number 2 is going to be where it starts to get a little bit more complicated. All you're going to do is cancel the flip by moving your left stick directly the opposite way. So you had your left stick up at the top right, and right after you flip, you want to move it down as fast as possible down to the bottom left. You will start to see at this point that you are no longer doing a full diagonal flip. It looks more something like a side flip with your nose pointed at the ground. This is good, and this is where step 3 comes in. Step 3 is about finishing off that spin. So after you cancel it, you'll notice you do about 3/4 of a full spin to where your wheels are 90 degrees away from touching the ground. This is the point at which you have to hold down air roll and finish the rest of the turn. If we put all 3 steps together, this is a speed flip. First, that diagonal front flip. Now you cancel it and you see you start to point your nose back at the ground. Now you're not going to land on your wheels, so step 3 comes in and you level out. This is a speed flip. If you followed all of the steps correctly, you'll notice you're doing a speed flip, but it probably looks a lot messier than the ones I'm doing on screen. This is because it takes time and a little bit of practice and muscle memory to really nail how to do a speed flip. What kind of guy would I be if I just left you there and said, there you go, speed flip, without giving you any tips or tricks to actually maximizing how to do a speed flip? So, my tip number 1 is you're definitely going to want to adjust to the left if you're doing a speed flip to the right before you do the speed flip. Keep in mind that this is a diagonal flip, so your momentum is not going straight. In other words, if you don't adjust to the left, you won't end up where you want to go. So add in, just before step number 1, a slight turn to the left so that your speed flip actually does send your momentum straight. My tip number 2 is going to be double tap jump as fast as possible. This is because you'll notice right after step 2, when you cancel the flip, your nose wants to sort of flare up, and you want to cancel as fast as possible to minimize that. But on top of this, if you're higher up in the air, you'll notice you're going to wait longer to land. So if you double tap jump as fast as possible, you'll get to the ground faster. And after all, that is the point of a speed flip, to be faster. On the same token, we have to talk about your boost. When you do a speed flip, you want to make sure you're boosting through the whole thing if possible. This is because a speed flip constantly points your nose at the ground, and you want to be boosting so that you're getting back to the ground fast. My final tip is going to be keeping an eye on the angle of your car. Keep an eye on your nose and make sure that it's pointed towards the ground throughout the duration of your speed flip. Not only will this help you get back to the ground faster, but it's also a point of reassurance to show you that you are in fact doing the speed flip correctly. All of these tips are going to help you out tremendously, but this wouldn't be a complete tutorial unless I told you when to use the speed flip. Let's start off by looking at kickoffs. Now, kickoffs are an incredibly powerful place to use a speed flip, and there are two main ways to use a speed flip on kickoff. There's a safe way and a risky way. The safe way is going to be doing the speed flip the way I just taught you right after the kickoff starts. It's important to remember at this point that, again, a speed flip is a diagonal flip, so keep that in mind, that you're not pointing directly where you want to flip, and instead you adjust to the left and then use the speed flip. Additionally, a very important part of the safe speed flip kickoff is that you hold down your power slide as you land. This is because a speed flip takes up a lot more distance when performed than a front flip or a side flip, so you're not going to be landing with enough time to adjust to the perfect spot on the ball. But if you hold down power slide, you actually slide into the perfect spot and get a great kickoff way faster than the other team is going to be ready for. This type of kickoff is my go-to kickoff that I do all the time, just because it's so fast and it's so consistent, you really can't go wrong. However, there is a faster way to do a speed flip kickoff, but it's a lot riskier. To perform this riskier kickoff, all you're going to do is wait just a little bit longer before speed flipping. The goal of this kickoff is to land on your speed flip right at the edge of the ball so that you pop the ball over the other team. However, I never do this unless I really want to be cheeky. This is in no ways a go-to kickoff of mine because it's so risky, and if the other team does a side flip or a normal diagonal kickoff, they will land right where you're trying to pop the ball to. This only works if the other team is doing a basic kickoff. So these are the two types of kickoffs you can do with a speed flip, but speed flipping is so much more important than just kickoffs, so I want to cover just some basic places that you can use speed flips to really improve your gameplay. And the first one is pretty obvious. It's just going to be to gain momentum. Anytime you pick up a boost in a corner and you don't have a lot of speed, or you just got bumped and you need to get back up to speed, just do a speed flip. If you've got the space and you've got the time, it's the fastest way to get to supersonic. Now, the next place I want to take a look at is pre-flips. Because speed flips are so fast and they allow you to cover so much distance, they're going to be great for trying to get to balls that you can only reach with a pre-flip. You're going to want to practice these, however, because again, it's a little bit weird to get used to the angle you need to take as well as how you're going to make contact when you get there, but I guarantee you, once you start doing speed flips enough, you'll never think about using anything other than a speed flip to get to a ball. The last place you should be using speed flips is a pretty interesting one that I've definitely seen pros use, but I don't know if anybody's ever articulated it, but I really like to use speed flips as a flip cancel when you're trying to really bang the ball or strike the ball for a goal. And this is because a lot of times when you use a flip cancel, you kind of get awkwardly stuck in the air. However, if you do just that slight diagonal hit, you can notice that you'll kind of just do a speed flip, and it allows you to get out of a really awkward spot and recover really nicely and still have a lot of momentum going. So let me know if you heard anybody talk about this, but I thought it was a really interesting place to throw in a speed flip. All right, my babies, that should be literally everything you need to know about speed flips, and that was a lot, so don't feel bad if you need to rewatch the video. I had a good time filming it for you guys. If this video helped you out, guys, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. If you want to reach out to me, my socials are in the description, including my Discord and my Twitch. Be great if you guys could join those. Don't be afraid to reach out. I love talking to y'all. I love helping you out. And yeah, have a good day or night, my babies.